Right then, let's talk about a true British icon, a dish that's close to my heart. Lovely, gorgeous fish and chips. This isn't just food, it's a feeling. It's the smell of salt and vinegar in the air on a Friday night. It's huddling together on a windy seaside promenade. Pure comfort wrapped up in paper. It's a simple, honest meal that, when done right, is unbeatable. Forget those soggy, sad versions. This batter is so crispy it shatters when you bite, revealing perfectly steamed, flaky white fish, chips fluffy and soft inside, golden and crunchy outside. Proper job. Can you pull this off at home? Absolutely yes. First things first, let's talk ingredients. To achieve chip shop perfection, you need the right bits and bobs. For the star of the show, you must choose a firm, white fish. This is non-negotiable, as a delicate fish will simply fall apart in the fryer. We're using 4 generous fillets, about 150 to 180 grams each. And whenever you can, please go for sustainably sourced. It makes a world of difference. Classic choices are cod, pollock or haddock. Hake is another fantastic option, with a slightly sweeter flavour. Whatever you choose, ask your fishmonger for thick-cut loin pieces. That thickness is key. It allows the fish to gently steam inside the batter, keeping it moist and flaky, rather than drying out. Don't skimp on quality here. The fish is the heart of the meal, so it's worth getting the best you can find. Now for the chips. You'll need 4 big floury potatoes. Maris Piper or King Edward are the undisputed kings of chipland for a reason. They have a low water content and high starch, which is the secret to a fluffy inside and a wonderfully crisp outside. Avoid waxy types like Charlotte or new potatoes. They'll just turn limp and greasy. For our batter, we start with 200 grams of plain flour. If you need a gluten-free option, a good quality gluten-free plain flour blend works beautifully. To that, we'll add 1 teaspoon of baking powder for lift, 1 teaspoon of salt for flavor, and half a teaspoon of black pepper for a gentle warmth. The liquid needs to be about 300 ml and absolutely ice cold. You can use sparkling water, a cold lager, or a pale ale. The bubbles in beer create an incredibly light, airy batter, and the cold temperature is what creates that shatteringly crisp crust when it hits the hot oil. For frying, you must use a high smoke point oil like sunflower, rapeseed, or canola. Never olive oil. A quick tip, you can reuse your oil. Let it cool completely, strain it through a fine sieve and store it in a sealed jar. When it looks dark or smells off, it's time to dispose of it properly. And finally, for serving, have the essentials ready. Fresh lemon wedges, a generous splash of malt vinegar, and perhaps some mushy peas or a quick tartar sauce on the side. Right, let's get everything prepped. Fry in a deep, heavy-bottomed pan, a Dutch oven, or an electric deep fryer. Ensure several inches of oil and headroom. Use a slotted spoon, or better, a spider skimmer, to lower and lift safely. Drain fried food on a wire rack set over a tray to keep it super crispy. You'll want a large mixing bowl, whisk or fork, a knife and a chopping board. A thermometer gives you precise control. Set your station, bowl of batter, floured fish, dried chips, and your draining rack. Frying moves fast. Stay organized. With mise en place, you'll turn out perfect fish and chips like a seasoned pro. Temperatures, timing, and tidy prep. Your keys to crispy perfection. Preheat oven to about 100 degrees with a tray to hold and keep things crisp. Peel, then cut into proper chunky chips, about 1.5 centimeters thick and even. Soak and swish in cold water to remove excess starch for extra crispiness. Dry your fish thoroughly. Moisture is the enemy of crisp. Season with salt and pepper, lightly dust with flour. This helps the batter cling. Measure flour, baking powder, salt, crack an egg if using. Chill your water or beer well, pop it in the freezer 10 minutes. That cold batter meeting hot oil makes it airy and crisp. Mix batter at the last minute. Prep done. Easy peasy. Right, let's craft the heart of our dish, the batter. In a large bowl, combine 200 grams of plain flour, a teaspoon of baking powder for that crucial lift, a teaspoon of salt, and half a teaspoon of black pepper. Don't skip the seasoning here. It's your first layer of flavor. Give it all a thorough whisk to ensure everything is evenly distributed. This simple step prevents pockets of salt or baking powder later on. Now make a well in the center of your dry ingredients. For a richer, golden finish and a slightly more substantial batter, crack in one large, free-range egg. This adds wonderful color and flavor, creating a classic chippy-style coating. If you prefer a lighter, more tempura-like batter, you can leave the egg out entirely. Next, the magic ingredient, 300 ml of ice-cold liquid. I'm using sparkling water, but a cold lager or pale ale works beautifully too. The colder, the better. Pour in about half of it. Begin whisking gently from the center, gradually incorporating the flour from the sides. This technique helps you create a smooth paste first, which is the secret to preventing lumps. Once that's combined, pour in the rest of the liquid and continue to mix until it's mostly smooth. You're aiming for the consistency of thick double cream. It should be thick enough to coat the back of a spoon but still flow off in a steady stream. If it's too thick and clumpy, add another splash of your cold liquid. If it seems too thin and watery, simply dust in a tablespoon of flour and whisk it in. But be careful not to overmix. A few tiny lumps are perfectly fine. They're little pockets of potential crispiness. Overworking the batter develops gluten, which can make the final crust tough instead of light. Here's a top tip. Rest the batter in the fridge for at least 10 minutes. This allows the flour to fully hydrate and, most importantly, gets it super cold. The science is simple. The bigger the temperature contrast between the cold batter and the hot oil, the lighter and crispier your results will be. That shock of heat causes steam to rapidly expand, puffing the crust into golden, crunchy perfection. So, please, don't skip the chill-out time. It's your golden ticket to crunch heaven. Heat oil to about 150 degrees, 300 degrees. Without a thermometer, drop one chip. Look for small, lazy bubbles. Drain well and dry completely. Water and hot oil are not friends. Fry in batches so the oil stays hot. Give them room to swim. Fry 4 to 6 minutes. No color yet, they're cooked through and tender inside. Drain and let cool at least 5-10 minutes. You can blanch well ahead if hosting. For service, crank oil to about 190 degree, 375 degree heat. Refry in batches. In 3 to 5 minutes, they turn beautifully golden and crisp. Drain, then season immediately. Salt sticks perfectly to hot chips. Golden, fluffy, crunchy chips, job done. Now for the main event, getting the oil temperature just right is absolutely critical. We're aiming for a steady 180 to 190 degrees Celsius, that's 355 to 375 Fahrenheit. This is the magic window where the batter instantly puffs up and forms a protective, crispy shell. A simple test is to drop a tiny bit of your cold batter into the oil. It should immediately erupt in a lively sizzle, turn a beautiful golden color and float to the surface within a second or two. That's your green light. If it sinks and languishes, the oil is too cold. If it burns on contact, it's far too hot. Patience here pays dividends. Once your oil is ready, take a thoroughly dried and floured fillet and your impeccably cold batter. Give it a generous coating, turning to cover every part, then lift it and allow the excess to drip away. We want a light, elegant coating, not a heavy, gloopy jacket. Now very carefully lower the filler into the hot oil, laying it away from you to prevent any splashes. Never just drop it in. A gentle entry is key for safety and for a perfect shape. Don't overcrowd the pot. Fry one, or at most 2, fillets at a time. This ensures the oil temperature remains stable, which is essential for that shatteringly crisp batter. Fry for about 4 to 6 minutes. After a minute or so, you can gently baste the top with hot oil to help it cook evenly before turning. If you notice it's browning too quickly, just lower the heat slightly. The goal is a deep, uniform, golden brown. Inside, the fish should be perfectly steamed, flaky, and wonderfully moist. To be certain, a digital probe inserted into the thickest part should read around 63 degrees Celsius or 145 Fahrenheit. Once cooked, lift it out with your spider skimmer, letting the excess oil drip back into the pot for a moment. Then place it onto a wire rack in a warm oven. This is crucial. It allows air to circulate, keeping the underside just as crisp as the top. Repeat with your remaining fillets, and just look at that. That is crispy, golden perfection, ready to be devoured. Quick safety. Never leave hot oil unattended. Keep kids and pets away, use dry tools, and never fill a pan more than halfway. Plate hot, generous chips, then that magnificent golden fish on top or alongside. Add lemon to cut richness and a splash of malt vinegar for classic chippy tang. Serve with mushy peas or garden peas, a sprinkle of parsley, ketchup, and tartar on the side. Tartar, 4 TBSP mayo, 1 TBSP finely chopped gherkins or cornichons, 1 TSP capers, 1 TSP lemon juice, pinch salt, stir and chill 10 minutes. There you have it, the crispiest, most delicious fish and chips made by you, Puka.